Hello everybody, my name is Alan and welcome to my new channel. It's called Alan's Dirty Socks. I'm here based in Shanghai, China, and I am the founder and the head coach of my company called Olive Branch Wellness Performance. So why did I start this channel and why did I call it Alan's Dirty Socks? Well, I want to give the audience a different perspective on the health and wellness scene. And I wanted to give you guys a really honest and transparent perspective that I see that can sometimes be unclear or cluttered by mainstream fitness and wellness media and agendas. So sometimes it's not going to be pretty, sometimes it's dirty, and sometimes it's smelly, but it's always going to be practical and real life. I'll be sharing tips and knowledge that has worked for me and my clients, and I think this is particularly going to be useful during this tough time for a lot of people around the world, in the aspects of physical health, mental health, emotional stability. And we'll release new videos every week to keep you guys as up to date as possible. And we'll welcome all questions, comments, or feedback relating to our videos, as we want to make the viewing experience better for you guys. And of course, I'll be taking any questions as sensitive or controversial you may have, and I'll do my best to answer them in the best knowledge that I have. So the first topic for today's video will be on dealing with uncertainty. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because a lot of people that are currently practicing social distancing, or at least hopefully they're practicing social distancing, is experiencing a lot of anxiety and stress, and that can lead to panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I have had friends and clients who've had to undergo these unfortunate instances, and this is partly due to the reasons of the unknown future and their ability to wrestle with these uncertain concepts that they might have. The mental stress that they might experience from not knowing about their financial situation or their careers or even their own health. This mental stress can relate to or can have consequences that affect your physical health and well-being. Just for example, if you think about something really stressful, not even negative, if you think about something that is just exciting. For example, I used to be a dragon boat paddler, a racer, and if I just close my eyes and I just imagine a dragon boat race as I approach the start line, and the countdown begins, 3, 2, 1, and then go, and then you hear the gun, and then you begin the race with extreme intensity. Just imagining that whole scene, my heart rate starts to pick up. I can feel my heart beating stronger. My blood pressure goes up. My heart rate goes up. I might even start to have a little bit of sweat. Not sweating, but I can feel my sweat pores opening up. This is the physical side of your body responding to the mental side that you've just voluntarily stimulated. But when we're thinking about stress, oftentimes you don't want to think about stressful things, but it just comes into your mind. You just start worrying about things that you don't want to really think about, but you can't help thinking about. And so a lot of the videos that we'll be talking about in the future will be addressing mindfulness. And this is mindfulness. What I just described to you is mindfulness. These negative, stressful thoughts that creep into your mind when you don't even want them to, but they end up popping up nonetheless. Managing these thoughts and then your physical body as it does come in is part of mindfulness training. And understanding the relationship between your mind and body is one of the key tools that I'd want to share with you guys to help you guys through this tough time. So without further ado, let's go into the details of how to deal with uncertainty. Okay, so let's go into the details. So when people are stressed, a lot of the times it's due to just the unknown. We're scared of the unknown. And this is part of our evolutionary biology. When we're on a hunting trip to look for food, and there's a bush nearby, and you don't know if there's a predator in the bushes. It's uncertain. It's unfamiliar territory, so you get stressed, and that heightened stress is supposed to prepare you for the fight or flight response. Okay, and this is your nervous system telling you this is a dangerous situation. It could be dangerous, so I'm getting you ready. I'm pumping you full of adrenaline so that you either fight that enemy or you flee, you run away. And so this is the sympathetic nervous system acting physically to get you prepared for whatever might come. So this is uncertainty. And although this is a good survival biological response, it's not always good for you, especially when it's chronic, meaning you're constantly feeling this low level of stress throughout the day. And that level of stress, low level, but consistently ongoing, keeps your heart rate and blood pressure at a high level. And that's where it can start to have damaging effects if it goes on prolonged, unchecked for days and weeks and months and years. This level of stress that we all experience in an uncomfortable job or financial situation, it's ongoing. It's not over the next day. You feel that financial burden, maybe even years. So learning to deal with uncertainty is learning to deal with stress. So one of the tools that you can use is just asking yourself, is any part of this uncertainty, this question or this topic that's causing you to feel stress, is any part of it within your control? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And it's a yes or no question. If there's a part of this situation that is within your control, the answer is yes, then the response should be, well, what can I do about it? And then act on it. Figure out your next action step and then do it. That will help alleviate stress. Action alleviates stress because you're no longer dwelling on the uncertain. Now you're in action. You're doing something. And that makes you feel like there's a sense of progress going on, that you're working towards a solution. So that helps to lower your stress a little bit. Now, if the answer is no, that's some part of the situation that's not in your control, well then there's only one thing you can do, and that is to accept it. Because if it's not in your control, then there's nothing else to do. So instead of just thinking about it and just feeling stressed about it all the time, you have to almost open yourself up to the fact that there's nothing you can do about it and just accept it for the way it is. For example, just a simple example that may not be applicable, but let's just say the weather. If it's raining and you're the type of person who really likes the sun, well, if it's raining, there's really nothing you can do about it. So just accept that it's a rainy day, grab your umbrella, put on your rubber boots, and just accept that you're going to get wet. And by having that narrative in your head, that, okay, I'm going to accept that it's raining, I'm just going to grab my umbrella. That is closure in your mind. That is basically telling yourself, I'm accepting the fact that it's a rainy day. I'm not going to keep complaining that it's a rainy day throughout the day. I'm just going to go on with my day. And that's the power of acceptance, is that you stop dwelling on the negative and you start doing what you can do for the day. So it's a shift in attention from complaining to doing. And back to what I said earlier, once you start doing things again, action makes you feel better. It alleviates stress, and now you're working towards a solution. So that's just a quick tip, and hopefully you would find that useful, and you can practice that right now. Anything that you find that's sitting on your shoulders as a burden, that's giving you a little bit of stress, just ask yourself, is any part of this in my control? Yes or no? If there are certain things that are in your control, do it, act on it. And if there are certain things that are outside of your control, then tell yourself, there's nothing else I can do. Just accept, and then refocus your attention on what you can do. So thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you found it useful, and please send me any questions or comments or feedback that you may have to in the questions and comments below, and we'll definitely respond back, since this is a new channel and I want as much engagement as possible, and of course to answer your questions. After all, this is supposed to be helpful to you guys, and hopefully you'll find it a good routine to practice healthy and mindful training. Thank you very much, and have a good day.